Welcome to Fightmaster Yoga. I'm Lesley Fightmaster. This is day 30 of Hatha Yoga Happiness, 30 days to feel a little bit happier. I hope that you're feeling a little happier. I have to say, I totally am. It's helped me a lot. So hopefully it is doing something for you as well. Our topic or idea today to practice is never, ever, 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 ever give up. Whatever it is, you have that special something that you're supposed to bring to the world. I don't know what yours is, but I do know if there's something that is kind of calling toward you, or it's kind of, it's stuck in your mind. Maybe it's like right there in front of you and you can see it and it's super clear, but maybe it's just sort of a little thought, an idea that's in the back of your mind. Whatever it is, if you're called to do it, you have to do it. And it doesn't matter if people tell you no, it doesn't matter if, it doesn't work out right away. People fail all the time. I mean, we've all heard the stories, Michael Jordan getting cut from his high school basketball team, I don't know, the Beatles getting, kicked out of a record label first time. So whatever it is, if you know that this is your calling, then you need to do it, and don't ever, ever, ever give up. So our practice today, we're going to do some little back bends, get into the upper back, and make sure that you have 2 blocks, a strap, a blanket, or a pillow. Roll out your mat. Let's get started. We'll be getting in our comfortable seat. Let's switch the cross of the legs today and find some nice grounding. So as I've mentioned before, if you're not feeling so grounded today, make sure to put one or both hands onto the floor to help with that grounding. And if you're not even sure what that's supposed to feel like, it feels kind of like a heaviness, like you are actually getting pulled down toward the center of the earth, like you are actually feeling very, very connected and safe. I like the feeling of being safe for groundedness. Close your eyes, begin to lengthen your breath. And as you're breathing here, take a moment to thank yourself. Thank yourself for showing up for your practice day after day. And for many of you, month after month, year after year. But however long it is, just take a moment to thank yourself for showing up. So many times we focus on the things that we do wrong or incorrectly, but really we have to balance that out with the good things that we do, the things that we do well, the things that we do to take care of ourselves. These are important. Let's bring our hands together in front of the hearts. And I'll ask you today to create your own intention around whatever it is that you feel called to do. Or if you're not feeling called to do anything at the moment, then set an intention to let you know, ask the universe to let you know what it is that you would be called to do. What is it that your gifts to share with the world? Let's release the hands. Let your eyes softly blink open. And we're going to start on our backs on the blocks today. So grab your 2 bricks or blocks. And we did this before, but one of them goes right at the bottom tips of the shoulder blades. The other goes underneath your head. So I like to start usually at this height, and then you can always change it as needed. But this one, right about, ladies, if you've got a bra strap, it goes right about where your bra strap goes across in the back. And guys, it's where a lady's bra strap goes, not grows. And then your head will rest on the other one. So this is a nice starting point. If it feels too intense, what you'll do is you'll take them both down lower. Lay on them that way. That'll be less intense. If you want more intensity, keep this one like it was, but lower the one underneath your head to either the lower level, or you can even go to the lowest level. I even see some people will just remove this block completely. And then let's take soles of feet together and knees apart today. So take a few moments to kind of settle in. It should feel pretty comfortable. If it doesn't, probably this block underneath the upper back isn't quite in the right place. And then return your attention to your breath. If it becomes a little too intense, having the soles of feet together, knees apart, you can keep your feet on the floor with the knees bent, or you can even extend the legs out if you like. And most importantly, check in with your breathing. There we go. So the upper back, this is where the thoracic spine is. It's a little harder to open up for a back bend. And this is the part of the back that if we're rounded in the spine, like if we're sitting a lot or driving or looking at our cell phones and things, that's the part of the back that will get more rounded over time. So just having a block here, or you can roll up a towel or a blanket and put it right in that place, it really helps. So after our 30 days are up, which today is the last day, I would encourage you to continue this particular exercise or movement, this particular posture, to keep the upper back open. And then I like to add the arms so we can get the shoulders to unlock a little bit as well. So next inhale, reach your arms up and overhead with your palms facing each other. And they might touch the floor behind you, they might not. And now bend your elbows and hold on to them, either holding the elbows or you'll hold your opposite wrists. And that way, you can just allow your arms to hang down. It's pretty intense. If it's too intense, you can extend the arms, even rest them. Like I've got my pillow here, you can rest your hands or arms on a pillow for it to be a little less intense. But wherever you are, just breathe into it. Just a couple breaths here. And reaching the arms forward, we'll switch the cross, holding the elbows or wrists. Or you can keep the arms straight behind you, let them rest on something. Relaxing shoulder blades, just a couple breaths. And then bring the arms by your sides. Bend your elbows so you can push your palms on the floor next to the hips and press yourself up slowly using your hands. And then taking the knees together, let's bring the blocks off the mat to the side. Keep them handy. And we'll roll forward, making our way into downward facing dog. So rolling forward. From hands and knees, make sure the wrists are in front of the shoulders. Turn the inner elbows forward. Tuck the toes, stretch all the way back. And start to warm up, bicycle the legs. Now just notice where the block was in the upper back. And notice the sensation there, especially as you stretch back. You can still bicycle the legs for as long as you like. When you're ready to settle in, really start to see if you can press your chest toward your thighs to get into that upper back, but at the same time, be sure you're turning your triceps back and lifting your shoulders up toward your waist so that you can keep your shoulders nice and safe. And we'll just stay for a couple more breaths. And then look forward, bend the knees, and step or hop your feet up to your hands. Inhale, come halfway up. Pause here a moment, right where that block was, and bring your chest forward so you can kind of feel the shoulder blades move toward the chest. Then exhale, fold forward, bend the knees as needed. Press through the feet, rise up, inhale. And Samastitihi, exhale. We're gonna take some sun salutations. calling this, there's a lot of Surya Namaskar C's. This is a Surya Namaskar C variation. Inhale, bend the knees, or don't bend the knees, sorry, reach up. We will bend the knees, not yet. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Bend the knees now, plant the palms, step your left foot back, take your left knee down. Inhale for low lunge, pull the right hip back, sink in. Just for a breath, take an inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down, tuck your toes under, come to plank, and pause. Then exhale the knees down, shift your shoulders forward slightly and lower. Untuck the toes, inhale for cobra, pull the hands toward the feet, and then exhale to the knees, tuck the toes, back to down dog. Inhale to lift the left leg up from the inner thigh, and exhale, step it all the way through by the left hand, and take your right knee down. Low lunge, inhale, pull the left hip back as you sink. And just for a breath here, take an inhale. Exhale the hands down, step the right foot all the way to the front of the mat. Inhale, hands to shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale and fold. Press through the feet, rise up as you inhale. And Samastitihi, exhale. Starting with the other leg. Inhale the arms up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, right foot back and right knee down. Inhale for low lunge. Exhale here. This time take an inhale, face your palms to the front. Exhale, open up the chest, bend the elbows. Sweep the arms around. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Keep your ribs and belly in. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Let's bring the hands down, tuck your toes, come to plank, and lower chaturanga. All the way to the floor again. Inhale, cobra. Pull the hands toward the feet. This time, keep your cobra up as high as you can, and then lift your hands. Keep breathing. One more breath. And then back to downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg as you inhale. Exhale, step it up by the right hand. Take the left knee down. Inhale for low lunge. Pull the right hip back, sink in. So again, we'll face the palms to the front. Inhale. Exhale like you're scraping elbows on the back wall. And then circle around. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. So one more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Bringing the hands down. Step your left foot all the way to the front of the mat. And inhale, look up, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Press through the feet. Inhale, the long spine stretch all the way up. Exhale to Samastitihi. Now we will bend the knees. Here we go. Inhale, Utkatasana. Bend the knees, weight into the heels. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, left foot back. This time stay on the ball of your left foot. Keep your right knee over the ankle for high lunge. Bend the back knee, tilt the pelvis forward, and then straighten it. Just a breath here. Inhale, front ribs in. Exhale the hands down, come to plank, and lower. Knees can be up or down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lifting the left leg back and up. Nice level hips. Exhale, and step it all the way up by your left hand. Bend the back knee a little bit. Come on up. Lift your hip bones towards your lower ribs. Pull the left hip back, straighten the leg, arms up. Just a breath. Inhale. Exhale the hands down. Now step your right foot all the way to the front. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, Utkatasana. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, last one of these. Inhale, Utkatasana, bend the knees. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, right foot back. Stay on the ball of the right foot. Bending the back knee. And reach up. So this time we're going to keep the back knee bent. Try to keep your hips as low as they are. As you exhale, straighten the back leg. Inhale, bend it. Try not to move your hips very much. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Breath in. As you exhale, step back to plank, knees up or down, chaturanga. Inhaling up. Exhale back. Right leg lifts, inhale, and step it through. Oh, sorry, no, that's the left leg. Oh my goodness, left foot forward. Wait, oh my gosh. I was doing really well. Right foot is forward, I believe. Yep, right foot is forward. Sorry about that, you guys. Make sure the knee's over the ankle. Reach up nice and tall. We're gonna bend the back knee, pull the right hip back. And then exhale, straighten it, but keep the hips as low as you can. Inhale, bend it. Exhale, straighten. One more time, inhale to bend. Exhale, straighten it. Breath in, exhale the hands down, step the left foot all the way forward. Take an inhale, look up. As you exhale, fold. Bend your knees, come to Utkatasana, reaching up. Good. And to Samastitihi. Take your feet about as wide as the mat. We're gonna come into a squat. So if you normally point your toes out, do that. If you normally keep them straight ahead, you'll keep them ahead. Coming halfway down, if the knees are good with it, come all the way. It's a little hip opener. It's just hands at heart. We'll gently rock here side to side. Of course, it figures on the last day of the 30 days, I get my right and left really mixed up. Of course, by now you all know that I do it. Let's just take a couple breaths here. Lengthening the tailbone, lengthening the lower part of the spine. And then we're gonna just come right out of this by bringing the hands to the mat and slowly start to straighten the legs. Heel toe your feet in so that they're hips width apart, and then fold forward and grab your elbows. Bend the knees as needed. Gently rock here side to side. And then we'll bring the hands to the hips with a nice long spine. Come on up. Turn toward the long side of the mat. Step the feet out nice and wide. Right leg out, back toes in. Line up heel to arch for triangle pose. Inhale, arms to a T. Hinge from the front hip, reach out and down. Stretching up through the left fingertips. Press a lot into the base, the big toe of your front foot. And this hand can be on a block if you've got one handy. Then inhale, reach your left arm in line with your ear. Exhale, sweep it down and take it behind your back, or reach around, hook it onto the thigh. We're gonna roll this shoulder back. And breathe here. Firm the legs. So we want the front leg to be straight. We don't wanna lock it in the knee joint though. So if you bring it to straight and then kind of pretend like you wanna bend it, but you don't let it bend and you fight with yourself a little, that'll firm the legs. Take another breath here. Good. And then looking down, let's take the arm up. Inhale, come back to center. Feet to parallel, other side. Left, take the right leg out. Make sure you're heel to arch. Hinging from your front hip, reach out and down. And stretch up through the right hand. Keep pressing into the base, the big toe of your front foot. Firm the legs. Inhale, reaching the right arm forward. Exhale, sweep it down. Bring it to the low back or hook it onto the thigh. Roll the shoulder back. Breathe here. Just 2 more breaths. And then taking that arm up. Inhale, come back up to center. Toes in a little. So we're gonna interlace the fingers behind your back. Whatever you normally interlace, whichever pinky on top or thumb on top, do the opposite. So the funny one is on top. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, forward. And let your arms reach over. Pull your belly in. Shift the weight slightly toward the balls of the feet so the weight's evenly distributed in the feet. Firm the legs. Pull up on the kneecaps. Firm the legs all the way up into the hip sockets. 2 more breaths. Let your shoulders relax a little. And then inhale to come up. Release your hands, heel toe or hop together, and back to the front of the mat. Close your eyes in Tadasana and just notice the energy shift in the body just from doing some of our postures and our breathing. It's pretty amazing how quickly we can change the way that we feel just by doing a little bit of yoga. All right, so continuing on, let the eyes softly blink open. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step to plank. And then lower all the way down to the belly. Bring your arms alongside you. Now for this one, actually, before you come all the way down, come onto your knees, grab a brick, and hold it between your inner thighs and then come down. Now bring your arms alongside. Pull your belly in, reach your hips and your buns toward your heels, and then lift everything up. Keep squeezing that block. Pull the belly away from the floor for 3, 2, and 1. Pause a moment here. So we're going to do the same thing again, or you'll bend the knees and reach for the little toe sides of the feet. If you've got your block there, you can still keep it. Lifting up for 3, or you're doing the pose before. 2, and 1. If you've got the block there, this might be a little tricky. Inhale, up dog. Tuck your toes. Exhale, down dog. Still got the block. Then we're just gonna come right onto our knees. So I'm just dropping right onto the knees let's do a little, fix the block for Ustrasana, camel pose. So remember, hip bones are gonna lift toward the lower ribs, hands on the low back, pushing the buns toward the backs of the knees a little bit. As you lean forward, you're lengthening your spine. You can keep hands on the low back or bring your hands back to your feet or to blocks. And breathe. Let your head go back any amount. For 3. Keep lifting the chest. 2. Now to come out of this, squeeze the block, squeeze the legs, and come up both shoulders at the same time. If you've got your block there, we're just gonna remove it back and come to plank pose. Chaturanga. Inhaling, up dog or cobra. Exhaling back to down dog. Breathe here. Feel free to take the knees down and rest. We're just gonna do 4 breaths. And we're gonna do the sequence, a similar one again. So inhaling to plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. This time, bring your hands by your low ribs. Imagine that you still have that block between your inner thighs. Inhale, lift everything up. Inner thighs are lifting toward the ceiling. Belly pulls away from the floor. Buns reach towards the backs of the knees. And come down to rest. Now, you can do that same thing again, or we're going to practice half Bakasana or half frog. Taking the left forearm, make it parallel with the front of the mat. Bend your right knee. Reach back onto the big toe side of the right foot, and put your first finger between your big toe and second toe and try to point your elbows straight up to the ceiling. And you might just be here, or you're working it forward. As you work the heel toward the outer hip, resist it away. So resist back the foot into the hand. And breathe. Pull the belly in, lengthen, still lengthen your buns towards the backs of the knees. And release and switch. Right forearm parallel, bend the back knee, reach for the big toe side of the foot. So you can start bringing it forward, or I like to put my first finger between the big toe, second toe, and that helps me to kind of get it where I want it to be. It might not go that far. Be careful of your knees. My heel is just right at my hip, not to the outside of the hip. I don't want to mess up my knees. Make sure the knees don't go wider than hips with it. I'm resisting my foot away. 3, 2, and release it. Bring your hands back to the low ribs. Inhale to cobra or up dog. Exhale to down dog. And from here, back to the knees for one more camel pose, one more Ustrasana. So Again, be sure if you want to use your bricks, you take them to the outside. Imagine you've got another one that you're holding between the inner thighs. Lengthen through the lower back, shoulders back. Reach for the blocks or the feet. I'm going to do the feet because it just feels more comfortable for me. Then press a little bit forward. And imagine you've got a string here and you're getting lifted up toward the ceiling. Let your head go. Any amount. 3 big breaths. Now, draw the legs in toward each other, come up both shoulders at the same time. And then to child's pose. You can take your knees wide if you like. And just notice how your heartbeat has increased. So you can noticing the effects of the posture on your body and your mind. And then come on up. And we're going to come onto our backs. So shift your hips off to one side, extend the legs in front. For bridge pose, have your block handy. Take your feet hips distance apart. Make sure the outer edges of the feet are parallel, lift up. Spiral the thighs in toward each other. Interlace your fingers if you like. And breathe here. Keep pressing into the heels. Chin away from chest. And then let's lower down. Soles of feet together, knees apart. So back bending or heart opening help to increase the energy in the body, and they help us to feel happier and more positive. So if you are having a day where you're just not feeling very positive, very happy that day, do a couple back bends. You can do any of the ones we were just practicing or any others that you know. All right, bridge again. Feet hips width, outer edges of the feet parallel, toes will point in a little. Come on up. Roll shoulders under if you like, interlace other pinky on the bottom. So right where that block was in the beginning of the class, you can feel that part of the upper back press toward the chest. 2 breaths here. And come on down. Soles of feet together, knees apart, rest. Last one. So remember, you can always do another bridge, or you can do a supported bridge with the block at the base of the spine. Or you can take Urdhva Dhanurasana wheel pose, hands up by the ears. Make sure the elbows stay parallel, toes in a little. Come to the crown of the head, line up your wrists underneath your elbows, and then press up. Big breaths. Let your arms and ears hang in line. 3, spiral the thighs in. 2, and then chin in, lower down. Let's hug the right knee into the chest and extend the left leg out. And then switch. Left knee and right leg out. And then hug both knees in. Rock a little here side to side. And just notice your energy level. Notice how you feel. And then we'll start to rock back and forth, or you can roll to your right and press up. Either way. Rocking or rolling. Let's come on up. And extend the legs. Actually, let's bend the right knee for Janu Sirsasana. And feel free to pat up that knee. Pull the left toes back. Inhale, arms reach up, turning toward the straight leg. Hinge from the hips forward. Pull the chest forward on an inhale and extend on an exhale. Remember, nice long spine. We're not trying to round the back. We're trying to lead with the chest as if we even still have a little block right here. Just 3 breaths. And then head up, inhale. And release. We'll bring the left hand behind, reach right arm up, inhale, take it across, exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rolling the left shoulder back to twist. And then bring your head to center, unwind. Bend your left knee for Baddha Konasana feet. Sit up nice and tall, inhale, with a long spine, hinge from the hips forward. So again, we're not gonna round the back here, we're gonna lead with the chest and the belly to keep the spine long. Just a couple breaths. And then with a long spine, come up and keep your left knee bent. Extend your right leg forward. Pull the right toes back. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hinge from your hips forward. Pull the chest forward, inhale, and extend. Again, keeping nice length through the spine. Instead of letting your head drop down, keep it extending so the neck is a little long. You don't have to crank the neck, but keep your gaze toward your shin. And head up, inhale, and release. Soles of feet together. This time, slide your feet forward and go ahead and round your back as you come down. Just giving the lower back a nice stretch. The shoulders relax. Just a couple more breaths here. And then inhale to come up. Take your knees together and onto the back for our final Shavasana for our 30-day program. So get comfy, put a blanket over you if you're chilly, roll a blanket up under your knees if you want a little support for your back. You can always put a pillow under your head. Let your shoulder blades move toward the waist, your buns toward the heels. Quiet mind, quiet body, Shavasana, rest. Take a slightly deeper breath as you brush your thumb across the pads of your fingers. And start to move your toes. Begin moving your wrists and your ankles. And then stretch out through your arms and your legs. Bend your knees, roll off to your right side, and pause a moment here to thank yourself. Thank yourself for taking care of yourself, for taking care of your body and your mind. And then slowly make your way up to seated. For our final quote. So I really like this quote. It's not the whole thing, but a lot of it's taken from a book called Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are all powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So whatever it is, your dreams, your goals, your calling, don't give up. You owe it to yourself and to all of us to share your gifts. Let's bring our hands together. Hands to the forehead to remind us to have clear and loving thoughts. Our hands to heart, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. And our hands to the mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communications, sending out positive energy to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me on this 30-day program. I hope that you feel a little happier. I know that I feel quite a bit happier after doing this, so I hope it rubbed off on you too. Don't forget to push the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. And if you can afford to support Fightmaster Yoga, there is a link below for donations, or visit fightmasteryoga.com. There's a donate button there. There's an Amazon link to help support us. And there's a daily yoga class, so keep going to fightmasteryoga.com so you can continue to practice with us daily. I will see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.